Give me kind of a quick thumbnail sketch of what happened at the Shields.
Well, the interesting thing about Shields was we took new people there. Even though we've been really successful at Shields in the past, of the people we took, only 2 had been there before, and that was only once for Kennedy Cup last year. We also took 4 freshmen, which is a record for us, and I think a record for probably most of the schools out there. And we had 3 women on board, which was again a record for us. So we had a young team. We didn't know how well we would do. We came out of the blocks, got a first in the first race, had a premature start in the second race, had to restart, and we were able to get back and get a second. Third race, we got a first, led wire to wire. And then the 4th race, we stumbled, but even stumbling, we had a big enough lead that with a 6th-place finish in the 4th race, we were still tied for first with Navy, winning that tiebreaker. Went home early Saturday night, had a nice big meal, and the kids, you know, tried to take it easy. Showed up Sunday morning knowing it was going to be brutal, just trying to stay focused. Sailed around for a couple of hours out there, put the main up at one point because it looked like the breeze was going to fill in, and then it just petered out. So we won.
Our team has a reputation for excellence in stronger winds, which I think you and Jesse have said you see as a potential asset for us in La Rochelle. Here we had light winds. Now, what are the kind of tactics you use in a situation like this?
Most of our team here are from the Bay Area, so they're the big wind sailors. But as luck would have it, the team we took back there, a lot of them are from Southern California, including the tactician Dylan Lancaster and the trimmer Andrew Lamb. So they're used to light air and shifty air. So it worked out really well for us that we had the talent of light air people on board at Navy this time.
5 wins in 7 years. I mean, that's quite a testament to your program. What do you attribute, I mean, other than your brilliance, to our success in that regatta?
You know, it's interesting because I talked to the other coaches from the other schools, and they have such bigger programs than we do. They've got probably 4 or 5 different big boats that they campaign, and they've got, you know, 2 or 3 regattas a weekend people are going to. So, you know, maybe that's something to do with the tight-knit community that we are, and that we do send our best sailors to Shields. Some of the other schools maybe wait for Kennedy Cup to send their varsity team to. I know Coast Guard this past weekend, you know, they had 2 or 3 regattas they were doing in addition to Shields. So I think, you know, we send our best people when we go back east, and we send a really strong team. This year might have been the exception because we didn't know how good they were going to be until we got there. One thing that helped this year was being able to sail on a Navy 44 in the Bay. Cal State, or UC Berkeley now has one, and so we were actually able to get on a Navy 44 before we even got to Annapolis, which I think was also helpful.
Okay, we got the big boat series out of the way. We got a Shields Cup victory. We're about a month and a skinch away from heading off to France.
Not even a month.
Yeah. How are you feeling right now about where things stand as you move towards departure?
I'm feeling really good. The team, even though we've got sort of this new team that did Shields and the team that's going to France, 4 of the people on the Shields boat were on the French team, including the 2 women. And I think that it's weird having to add 2 new people to the mix just because they're girls. And I was really stoked that both girls did a great job. And I mean, they beat their counterparts. There were no other women doing what they were doing at Shields. So it shows that they can compete with the guys on a college level. The Shields, or the team that did Big Boat Series, also did really well in the goals that they had set for the regatta. The J105 class, as Jesse has said, is very specific and unique, but the guys did out, they got good starts, they did their homework ahead of time as far as where ley lines were, what was happening on the bay, that type of stuff. So I think when we combine, you know, the 2 teams together, we're going to have the skill set that we need to really be successful in France.
Explain a question that I've had about the makeup of crews for La Rochelle. We've got 10 people going. The boat, when sailed, is going to have how many aboard each time?
The team will be made up of 8, and the 2 women need to be on board the whole time.
So they're going to sail every race?
Yeah.
Wow.
So what we're figuring out now is where we're going to put the other guys. What we've discovered is, in the past, if you were the bowman, that was your job. You always did the bow. But what we've discovered is, moving people around, we might find a better mix of crew. For instance, Matt Van Rensselaer, who drove Shields, hadn't been a driver for us yet, and did exceptionally well at Shields in a big boat fleet. John Gray, who's been driving for us, is also a tactician. So we've got both Sean Kelly and John Gray that can fill that tactical role. It makes decision making for us hard. Who are we going to put where? But it gives us more options than we realized that we had before. So Jesse made the comment the other day that the 2 women are the only 2 that really we know where they're going to be on the boat. There will probably be some moving around with the guys over the next practices, and in France there'll be some moving around too.
And the schedule is a couple of races each day, except for the night race day?
Yeah, there's a few races each day. It could be that there's a day without any breeze, so they might have to make up some races on other days. The night race right now is scheduled for the Thursday, which is the second to last day of the event. So I don't think they'll do it before Thursday, but it could very well be that we'll have to be making up a day race before the night race.
Have you picked up any more intelligence on La Rochelle, tides, winds, tricks of the trade there?
Yeah, not really. I know that we got some information from one of the guys on the Irish team that had sailed there. I talked to some of the coaches that had coached in the other places in France, but we haven't really gotten a lot on La Rochelle. We're arriving on Thursday. We'll have all day Friday before the regatta officially gets going, and we're hoping to charter a boat or to rent a ship, as they say in the French emails, that Friday to give us an extra day in addition to the Saturday mandatory practice day.